Good morning and welcome to week 3 of 52 weeks, a year of insight with myself, guests, and spirit. You know, I was trying to figure out what we were going to talk about for this past week that we've had, and next week we'll be entering the 4th week of 2026. I almost said a different year. And one of the things that I have made the choice to do this year is to choose positive thoughts and beliefs. And this is not an easy habit forming shift. This is hard, especially when you have been caught up in that negative thought, that negative pattern, and that limited belief system. And I bought a book because I believe that knowledge is power, and the best way to gain new knowledge is by reading. And so I bought a book, and it's by Louise Hay, and it's called Embrace Your Power. And I received it yesterday, and I'm already up to just finished chapter 3. And I want to read this to you because I think it's really, really important and it makes you think, right? And it says, as many of you know, and anyone that knows me knows I have the same belief system. As many of you know, my belief is that the thoughts we think, the words we speak, and the beliefs we hold are very powerful. They shape our experiences and our lives. It is almost as if every time we think a thought or speak a word, the universe is listening and responding to us. So if there's something in our life that we do not like, then we have the power to make changes. We have the power of our thoughts and our words. As we change our thinking and our words, our experiences also change. No matter where we came from, no matter how difficult our childhood was, we can make positive changes today. This is a powerful, liberating concept, and as we believe it, it becomes true for us. To me, this is how we address all issues first. We first make the changes in our minds, and then life responds to us accordingly. What we are always doing is living our past. What we are living in this moment is what we have created from our past thoughts and our beliefs. So if there is something going on in our lives that we don't like, we have the option of recreating our experiences for the future. And as we begin to change our thinking, we may not see many positive results right away. But as we continue with our new thought pattern, we will find our tomorrows become different. And if we want our tomorrows to be positive, then we must change our thinking today, because today's thoughts create tomorrow's experiences. And as I read that line, I was like, whoa, like that is beyond powerful, right? And how our brains work is best described by Candace Pert, who did research on brain function. And it refers to the chemical messengers that travel throughout our body. And whenever we think a thought or speak a word, our thoughts change. Our brains light up. So when our thoughts are angry, judgmental, or critical, the chemicals they produce depress our immune system. And when our thoughts are loving, empowering, and positive, the messengers carry other chemicals to enhance the immune system. So science is finally agreeing with what many of us have known for many years, that there is a body-mind connection. And that when you communicate between the body and the mind, it never sleeps. And your mind is constantly relaying your thoughts to the cells in your body. So if you think about it, If we all think over 60,000 thoughts a day, and the effect of our thoughts is culminative, that means that poisonous thoughts, words, will then poison our bodies. And science is now confirming that we cannot allow ourselves to indulge in negative thinking because it is making us sick and killing us slowly. Here's the thing. And as someone that is going through cancer, skin cancer, what always shocks me about this is that cancer is a poison that affects our bodies. And then we feed that cancer chemo, which is a poison to kill the cancer. Sometimes things make you go, But stay with me on this just for a few more minutes. If you think about people that have been diagnosed with cancer, they go through stages. And when I heard that I had this, I was in disbelief. I was like, what? How? Why? Why me? And the first round of treatment, which was liquid nitrogen, I thought positively. I was like, it's going to kill the cancer cells. It's going to do what it needs to do. But then there was a part of my brain that was like doubting it. And unfortunately, that doubt outweighed my positive thinking. Because the truth is, I'm now on a chemo cream because liquid nitrogen didn't work. It didn't kill the cancer. And so when I found that information out 5 days ago, I was in disbelief. I was in angry. I was angry that we tried this, it didn't work. So now we have to go to the thing I didn't want to do. And I feel like I had no choice. I had to do it or it would get worse. But now, after 4 days, 5 days of being on it, I'm talking positively to my body. I'm like, this is going to work. You're going to create new cells. We're not going to go to the surgery. It's not going to happen. This is going to work. And I believe that it's working. You know, yesterday was the announcement as to Canadian Choice Awards. And I didn't win it this year. And I could have gone to that place of depression and being like, what's wrong with my business? Why didn't I win? But here's the thing. I didn't win because I don't think I wanted to. I didn't put an effort into getting my name out there and letting people know and pushing people to go and do the feedback form. I just didn't do it. But at the same time, I was in such a negative place last year in 2025 that no wonder I didn't win. I wasn't posting positive content. I was always in my negative mindset. And this year for 2026, I'm pushing past that. I'm stepping into my power, into my truth, into being empowered and empowering others, and about rising above what life throws my way. I'm embracing my power. And that's the message I have for you this for the week. And that's what the signs and symbols have been giving me. Here's the other thing I want to share with you. My beautiful friend, who's also a business owner, went to an event down in the US for small businesses. And she saw these and she bought me some to hand out to my clients that purchase product, like physical product. And it's something as simple as a starfish. But I want to read this to you. And it's called The Starfish Story. And the reason I'm reading this to you is because with our positive mindset and our shift, we can begin to make a difference, not only in our own lives, but in the lives of other people around us. No matter what we face, if we face it and go to it from a place of love, we will accomplish all that we set out. The starfish story. One day, a man was walking along the beach when he noticed a boy picking up and gently throwing things into the ocean. Approaching the boy, he asked, "Young man, what are you doing?" The boy replied, "Throwing starfish back into the ocean. The sun is up and and the tide is going out. If I don't throw them back, they'll die." The man laughed to himself and said, "Do you realize there are miles and miles of beach and hundreds of starfish? You can't make a difference. You can't make any difference, sorry." After listening politely, the boy bent down to pick up another starfish and threw it into the surf. Then he smiled at the man and said, "I made a difference to that one." We never know how the words we speak, the way we think, can make a difference in someone's life. That's my goal this year. To not worry about making a difference in hundreds and hundreds of people's lives. To focus on making a difference in one person's life. I want to ask you a favor this week as you view this video. When it's done, go into the comment section and comment with who's made a difference in your life. And if that's me, let me know how. How have I made a difference into your life? And if it's someone else, how have they done it? I think it's important for us to recognize those that make a difference in our lives. So this week, I want to encourage you to let someone know, just one person, that they've made a difference for you in your life and how they've done it. Because sometimes it's that simple little sentence or phrase that can change a person's perspective. I'll see you guys next week for week 4. We're 30 days in. Take care, guys, and have a wonderful week.